When someone gets close to a narcissistic woman, the emotional impact often comes quietly at first. The confusion, the heaviness, the self-doubt, and the constant push-pull can drain your energy until you barely remember who you used to be. This video is here to help you understand what happened to you, why it happened, and how you can protect yourself moving forward. The goal is not to blame or attack anyone. The goal is to give you clarity and give you back the sense of control you may feel you've lost. What you're going to see in this video is a clear and honest look at how narcissistic behavior works, how it affects you, and what you can do to stop the emotional damage from continuing. The way out usually begins with understanding, then acceptance, and finally, taking action that protects your emotional well-being. Let's go step by step. Understanding how narcissistic behavior works. A narcissistic woman often carries a deep need for admiration and control. Her emotional world is built on fragile self-esteem that depends heavily on how others react to her. Because of that, her behavior can shift quickly. One moment, she may seem charming and confident. The next moment, she may become cold, dismissive, or controlling when something threatens her sense of importance. Narcissistic traits are not about strength. They are about protecting a fragile internal world. That fragility often leads to behaviors that confuse the people around her. You may see manipulation, emotional pressure, and sudden changes in tone. You may see a strong push for attention, paired with very little empathy when you're hurting. The cycle is exhausting because it feels unpredictable. You never really know what version of her you'll get. This constant instability can make you doubt yourself, question your decisions, and feel emotionally unsafe. Understanding these patterns is the first step to taking back your balance. When you recognize the behavior, you stop taking it personally. You begin to see that her reactions say more about her internal struggles than about your worth. Accepting that your pain is real. Many people who deal with a narcissistic woman end up questioning their own emotions. You may wonder if you're overreacting. You may blame yourself for the tension. You may minimize your own hurt because she tells you you're too sensitive or too emotional. Your pain is real. The emotional damage you feel didn't come from nowhere. It came from repeated experiences where your needs were dismissed, twisted, or overshadowed by her need to stay in control. When someone regularly invalidates your feelings, the result is confusion and emotional fatigue. Accepting the truth of your pain doesn't make you weak. It makes you honest with yourself. It helps you stop carrying the weight alone. It helps you stop excusing behavior that hurts you. Once you accept your pain, you can finally begin healing from it. Recognizing emotional manipulation. To protect yourself, you need to understand the behavior that caused the emotional harm. Narcissistic manipulation can show up in several ways. Gaslighting happens when your memory, feelings, or perception are questioned until you begin doubting yourself. This is not a misunderstanding. It is a pattern that slowly makes you lose trust in your own thoughts. Love bombing can appear whenever she feels you're slipping away. It's a sudden wave of attention and affection that feels intense and overwhelming. When it fades, the emotional crash leaves you confused and disappointed. Silent treatment is used when she wants control without saying anything. The silence creates anxiety and pressure. You may feel pushed to apologize, even when you did nothing wrong. Blame shifting happens when she refuses to take responsibility for anything that went wrong. Even when the situation is clearly not your fault, the blame lands on you. This pattern keeps you on the defensive. Recognizing these behaviors helps you maintain your sense of reality. When you can name them, they lose their power to confuse you. Stop trying to prove you're right. A narcissistic woman can twist any conversation in a way that leaves you confused. You might start the discussion with a simple point, but within a few minutes, the whole topic shifts into something completely different. You end up defending things you never even said. That's how the confusion starts. You try to explain. You try to clarify. You try to make her understand your side. But the more you talk, the more you lose your energy. The truth is simple. You don't need to prove anything to her. Trying to prove you're right is a trap. When someone refuses to listen, refuses to accept facts, and refuses to acknowledge your feelings, the argument becomes one-sided. She speaks to win. You speak to be understood. Those two goals will never meet. You don't need her agreement to validate your thoughts. What you see, what you feel, and what you need are real. They matter even if she never acknowledges them. When you stop trying to prove your point, something important happens. She loses emotional control over you. She can no longer pull you into endless conversations that go nowhere. Staying calm is not weakness. Staying calm is control. You stay connected to your truth, even when she tries to pull you off balance. You don't need the last word. You don't need to win the argument. You only need to protect your peace. In the long run, refusing to get dragged into pointless debates is far more powerful than trying to prove you're right. It shows her that you're no longer someone she can emotionally spin around. It shows strength, not surrender. Stop apologizing. When you didn't do anything wrong. When you deal with a narcissistic woman long enough, you may start apologizing for things that aren't even your fault. You might do it just to stop the argument. You might do it because you feel guilty, even if you shouldn't. You might do it because she makes you feel like you caused the problem, even when you didn't. This pattern is dangerous. Every time you apologize without reason, you teach her that she can shift blame to you anytime she wants. She learns that she doesn't need to take responsibility. She learns that you will absorb the guilt for her. And once this pattern starts, it gets harder to break. You're allowed to stand firm. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to say that something isn't your fault. None of this makes you harsh or rude. It means you respect yourself. Healthy people apologize when they actually make a mistake. Unhealthy dynamics force you to apologize when you did nothing wrong. That is not real peace. That is emotional pressure. When you stop apologizing unnecessarily, you break the cycle. You show her that guilt can no longer be used as a weapon against you. You protect your mental health and your dignity. Standing your ground is not disrespect. It's emotional maturity. Protect your personal information and vulnerabilities. In relationships involving narcissistic behavior, sharing personal stories, insecurities, fears, and mistakes can become risky. A narcissistic woman may seem supportive at first. She may act interested when you open up. But later, when conflict happens, she might use those same things to hurt you or shame you. That's why emotional boundaries matter so much. Protecting your personal information is not about being cold or distant. It's about keeping yourself safe. If the relationship feels unstable, tense, or unpredictable, keep your sensitive information private. You don't need to explain everything. You don't need to share things that make you feel exposed. The less she knows about what hurts you, the safer you are emotionally. When you stop giving her access to your weak spots, she loses the ability to use them against you. That's how you take back control of your emotional space. Saving your private thoughts for people who genuinely care about you is one of the strongest ways to protect yourself from emotional damage. Stop trying to fix or save her. Caring about someone doesn't mean you're responsible for their emotional world. A narcissistic woman usually doesn't think she needs help. She rarely admits she's wrong. She rarely accepts that she hurt someone. This makes it almost impossible for her to change unless she chooses to. And most of the time, she won't. Trying to fix her will drain your energy. Trying to save her will drain your confidence. You will keep giving while she keeps taking. You will keep sacrificing while she keeps expecting more. This imbalance slowly destroys your emotional stability. Your responsibility is your own mental health, not her healing. You can love someone and still understand that their problems are not yours to solve. You don't have to carry her emotional weight. You don't have to take responsibility for her actions. You don't have to help someone who doesn't help herself. Letting go of the idea that you can rescue her gives you freedom. It gives you space to focus on your own growth. It gives you permission to put your well-being first for the first time in a long time. You can care without losing yourself. Prepare an exit plan, if you need one. If the relationship continues to damage your mental health, an exit plan becomes necessary. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be rushed. It can be slow, careful, and calm. The goal is not revenge or punishment. The goal is emotional safety. An exit plan can include many steps: reducing contact bit by bit, keeping conversations short, staying neutral, not reacting emotionally, building support from friends or family, and preparing yourself mentally for distance. Leaving a narcissistic person is difficult because the emotional ups and downs create a strong attachment. The good moments make you hope. The painful moments break you. This cycle keeps you stuck. But once you step away from the chaos, everything becomes clearer. Your mind starts to breathe again. Your heart starts to lighten. You begin to see how much of yourself you lost while trying to hold things together. And you slowly understand that peace was missing for a long time. You deserve peace. You deserve stability. You deserve a life where love does not come with fear, pressure, or confusion. Choosing to leave is not failure. It's self-respect. Dealing with a narcissistic woman can break your confidence, confuse your mind, and exhaust your heart. But you are not powerless. The moment you understand the pattern, everything changes. You start recognizing what is real. You start seeing your needs clearly. You start feeling the strength that was always inside you. Your emotions matter. Your boundaries matter. Your healing matters. You have the right to step away from what hurts you. You have the right to rebuild your sense of self. You have the right to create a life filled with people who respect you and care about you honestly. You can move forward stronger than before. You can take your life back, one step at a time. If this message connected with you, share your experience or your thoughts below. Someone else reading the comments may find strength in your story. And as always, because YouTube's algorithm tends to favor videos with strong engagement, if you feel this video has brought you value, a simple like and a quick subscribe would mean so much. It not only helps this message reach more people who need it, but also ensures you will never miss the next video that could make a difference in your journey. Thanks all.